place in the sun where we be forever, never, where we be forever, never, forever young in the sun. I can't believe those memories that were sometimes sad. I can't believe those memories. I want them back. So in that mulberry tree, covered next to me, we will be forever, never. We will be forever, never. We will be forever, never. We will be forever, never, forever young in the sun. Ferry me across the shining harbor, take me back again. Rock me gentle on the water, I will feel no pain. Walk me through the corrugated corridor, out onto the pier, where the white baiters roll the smoke and the gulls circle near. Take me through those sleepy settler streets where Fairburn walked, past the villas with their filigree and chestnut trees and the idle talk, past the old Boilermakers in the public bar, sipping at their beers, to the poets at the dartboard, waiting for their marvelous year. To the graveyard pioneers there stood a priest. Lay down your pen, he said, abandonment is only the sister journey's over, I will ask you to bury me on the slopes of that gentle grassy mountain that looks out to the sea. Bury me in a black piano under a macrocarpa tree. Just toss my music to the wind and throw away the keys. Please just toss my music to the wind and throw away the keys.
Faces in the photograph are faded, and I can't believe he looks so much like me. For it's been 10 long years today since I left for Old Cork Station, saying I won't be back till the droving's done. For the rain never falls on a dusty Diamantina. The drover finds it hard to change his mind. Oh, the years have surely gone like the drays from Old Cork Station, and I won't be back till the droving's done. It seems like the sun comes up each morning, sets me up and then takes it all away. For the dreaming by the light of the campfire at night ends with the burning light of day. For the rain never falls on the dusty Diamantina. The drover finds it hard to change his mind. For the years have surely gone like the drays from Old Cork Station, and I won't be back till the droving's done. Sometimes think I'll settle back in Sydney, but it's been so long and it's hard to change your mind. For the cattle trail goes on and fences roll forever, and I won't be back when the droving's done. For the rain diamond Tina. The drover finds it hard to change his mind, for the years have surely gone like the trains from old Cork Station, and I won't be back when the trolley's done.
There's a hotel in St Kilda that overlooks the sea. There's a picture window frontage, shows the sunset to advantage. And I'm sitting here at evening and looking out to sea, wondering in the meantime if you'll come back to me. There's a lighthouse on the water where we used to sit and drink. You'd say that you were half stoned, and then we'd try to swim home. But I'm sitting here at evening and looking out to sea, wondering in the meantime if you'll come back to me. St Kilda nights and harbour lights, all is calm and all is bright. I wish that you were here with me tonight. And when I see your face, I'll have to say, I want you back, I'll make you stay. I wish that you were here with me tonight. There's a lady selling flowers from the kiosk by the quay. She's always singing songs about two lovers who go wrong. The couples on the esplanade all looking at the moon. It's a long time since I've seen you, I hope I see you soon. Your face is in the window, it's everywhere I look. There's no one left to phone, there's no point in going home. So I'm sitting here at evening and looking out to sea, wondering in the meantime if you'll come back to me. St Kilda nights and harbour lights, all is calm and all is bright. I wish that you were here with me tonight. And when I see your face, I'll have to say, I want you back, I'll make you stay. I wish that you were here with me tonight. I wish that you were here with me tonight.
where the ironbark and blue gum and peppermint are. There is many another, but dearest to me, and the king of them all was the stringy bark tree. Then on stringy bark slabs were the walls of the hut, and from stringy bark saplings the rafters were cut, and the roof that long sheltered my brothers and me was some broadsheets of bark from the stringy bark tree. And when sawn timber homes were built out in the west, and for walls and for ceilings its wood was the best, and for shingles and palings to last while men be, there was nothing on earth like the stringy bark tree. Far up the long gullies the timber trucks went, over tracks that seemed hopeless by bark hut and tent, and the gaunt timber finder who rode at his ease led them on to a gully of stringy bark trees. Now still from the ridges by ways that are dark come the shingles and palings they call stringy bark. Though you ride through long gullies, on 12 months you'll see but the old whitened stumps of the stringy bark tree. There's the white box and pine on the ridges afar, where the ironbark and blue gum and peppermint are. There is many another, but dearest to me, and the king of them all was the stringy bark tree. The king of them all was the stringy bark tree.
He stormed through the door of the Marie pub, just appeared one day, walked in from the scrub, had a cigarette swag and a raging thirst. Took 3 days before he first spoke a word to any of us. Said he didn't want to cause no fuss. When I heard his name I knew that he was the last of the pack horse bagmen. He was the last of the pack horse bagmen. When he was young he was a member of the Ragged 13. He told of the places and the things he'd seen. We spoke of the bloke he might have been, but he'd become a pack horse bagman. He'd worked on the big runs way out west, Wayville, Inverway, all the rest. Riding one horse, leading two, but he was giving the game away. He said, I'm hanging up my spurs and I'm heading out to Birdsville. Sit on the banks of the Diamantina, they can bury me there one day. When I have to carry pliers to cut them fencing wires, the country's getting too civilized, so I'm giving the game away. He was the last of the pack horse bagmen. The last of the pack horse bagmen. He spent 10 days in the old Marie, and I tell you, mate, it was good to see the pack horse bagman spinning these yarns, talking all day and night. Then he hitched a ride on the Birdsville Mail, and here's the end of my little tale. As the big truck lumbered out of sight, he was singing with all his might. I'm hanging up my spurs and I'm heading out to Birdsville. Sit on the banks of the Diamantina, they can bury me there one day. When I have to carry pliers to cut them fencing wires, the country's getting too civilized, so I'm giving the game away. I'm hanging up my spurs and I'm heading out to Birdsville. Sit on the banks of the Diamantina, they can bury me there one day. When I have to carry pliers to cut them fencing wires, the country's getting too civilized, so I'm giving the game away. I'm hanging up my spurs and I'm heading out to Birdsville. Sit on the banks of the Diamantina, they can bury me there one day. When I have to carry pliers to cut them fencing wires, the country's getting too civilized, so I'm giving the game away.
As I went out to have a bat just the other day, I had no idea what was coming my way. I played a chanceless innings and I earned every run, and I made 100 in the backyard at Mum's. Oh, I made 100 in the backyard at Mum's. I clobbered and I crunched every fabulous run. I toiled and I sweated, and when the day was done, I'd made 100 in the backyard at Mum's. I started out real shaky, like just poking around. Me sister with her off breaks, well, she had me pinned down. But when me little brother bowled, I gave him the clout. And when we stopped for lunch, I was 24 not out. Then me Uncle Nev came on bowling his quicks, but I was scoring freely with deflections and flicks. As I passed me 50, I paused for a beer, and when I hit the roof next door, they all began to cheer. 'Cause I made 100 in the backyard at Mum's. I clobbered and I crunched every fabulous run. I toiled and I sweated, and when the day was done, I'd made 100 in the backyard at Mum's. I took some on the body, but they didn't hurt a bit. I only hit the ball that was there to be hit. I hooked 'em off me eyebrows and I tried to keep me head, and the ton came up with a straight drive through the window of the shed. Oh, I made 100 in the backyard at Mum's. I clobbered and I crunched every fabulous run. I toiled and I sweated, and when the day was done, I'd made 100 in the backyard at Mum's. He made 100 in the backyard at Mum's. Hey!
Dear Mrs. Allen, I write to you today to say that I was with your son just before he passed away. I trained with him at Goulburn and we travelled on to France, and I was there when he got hit in the German advance. It seems so long ago now since we marched into your town, and all the young men heard the call and signed their names straight down, and the girls and the children proudly cheered us all along. Our bib and Luke that day was a feast of speech and song. But the snowy rivermen just couldn't march today. There's far too many of them dead for the rest to feel that way. The cold ground of Europe has been watered with their blood. There's a strange new crop of crosses rising in this foreign mud. From Goulburn to Sydney, then a ship from Circular Quay, a spirit of adventure stirred and filled both Les and me. It was great to be with comrades true and travelling abroad. For a while the war seemed far away and the world was to be taught. In Durban the natives took us travelling in style, in rickshaws that they pulled along at $1 a mile. In Cape Town we watched the black boys diving in the bay. The Snowies had a good time there and would have liked to stay. And the snowy rivermen just couldn't march today. There's far too many of them dead for the rest to feel that way. The cold ground of Europe has been watered with their blood. There's a strange new crop of crosses rising in this foreign mud. When we landed at Plymouth, we'd spent 8 weeks at sea, and in train straightway for Wilton, where our camp turned out to be. They treated us well there, so we really can't complain. Though the sky was grey, the weather bleak, and it always seemed to rain. When we set sail for France, the weather had turned fine, and it wasn't long before the call to reinforce the line. Then a shell whined above us, and we were raked with stones and mud, and I turned and saw Les sitting there in a pool of his own blood. And the snowy rivermen just couldn't march today. There's far too many of them dead for the rest to feel that way. The cold ground of Europe has been watered with their blood. There's a strange new crop of crosses rising in this foreign mud. He stared as the blood poured out of his legless thigh, and I carried him back to the 8-post close nearby. His blood soaked my uniform, but he never breathed a sigh, and I had no idea then that he was going to die. When I left him he spoke of a pain inside his chest. I suppose that's what killed him, I just don't know the rest. But I know that we all miss him and can't help but wonder why so many snowy men so quickly had to die. And the snowy rivermen just couldn't march today. There's far too many of them dead for the rest to feel that way. The cold ground of Europe has been watered with their blood. There's a strange new crop of crosses rising in this foreign mud. We hear the King's grateful for all the men who've died, and is sending home a photo of the graves in which they lie. Well, I still think that the cause is right, but it's not clear anymore why so many Australian men should die in Europe's war. We hope with our hearts that time will ease the pain of never once to see his face or hear his voice again. But I've seen so much death now since that day on which he died, that I can't now be the snowy man that once I was inside. And the snowy rivermen just couldn't march today. There's far too many of them dead for the rest to feel that way. The cold ground of Europe has been watered with their blood. There's a strange new crop of crosses rising in this foreign mud.